right. I'm going to call the City of Oak Park Heights Planning Commission meeting at 6 o'clock. First order of business is the Pledge of Allegiance. You can all rise. I
pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Before we get to the approval of the agenda, I want to welcome our new face, Commissioner Stimfel. Welcome. Mr. Kramer has vacated his duties, moved over across to Wisconsin, so boo-hoo to him, but we've got a great replacement here. So welcome to the Planning Commission.
Thank you. Very excited to be here.
Thanks. All right. Back to the agenda. First up is the approval. Do I have a motion to approve the agenda that's in place in front of us tonight?
I make a motion to approve the agenda.
I second.
Got a motion and a second. Any discussion? Hearing none, I'll take a roll, or not a roll call, take a vote. All of those in favor say aye.
Aye.
All right, agenda is good to go. Next up is the meeting minutes from August 14th. I did not see any conflicts. If anybody else saw anything, speak now or forever hold your peace. Otherwise, I'll take a motion to approve. Don't everybody jump at once.
Make a motion, we approve the, what was it, August 14th minutes?
And I second that
Got a
motion.
motion and a second. All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Carries. All right, next up, Department Commission Liaison Reports. We don't have City Council Member Liljegren, but City Administrator, do you have anything to bring to the group today?
Just really quickly, Mr. Chair and Planning Commission members, we're still working on having the training. I think I've mentioned before about a training for the Planning Commission. We were looking at having it for this meeting, and due to the fact that we have 3 items on here, figured that we'd punt it to a future meeting. So tentatively plan to have our city attorney here at the November meeting to lead a Planning Commission training. We'll see how that agenda shakes out. If it gets full, we'll push it back, but don't anticipate as much as we have this evening. So that's all I have tonight, Mr. Chair.
Yeah, thanks for bringing that back. Looking forward to that in November. And without anybody else here, keep rolling right through this. So next up is visitor public comment. So this is an opportunity for anyone in the public to address us, the commission, with any questions or comments on issues that are not part of the agenda. And if you have something you want to bring up, please limit it to 3 minutes in length. So the agenda items that we do have as a CUP for an accessory building in someone's yard, the dispensary CUP, and Stillwater Auto or Central Auto CUP. So anything beyond those 3, please, you're welcome to come up and share your comments. Okay, seeing none, hearing none, we're gonna jump right into the public hearing. First up is Nicholas and Jessica Ross's CUP at 5420 O'Brien Avenue. Scott.
Yes, thank you, Mr. Chair, members of the commission. The applicants have submitted an application for a conditional use permit. It's for a placement of accessory building in the side yard at 5420 O'Brien Avenue. The accessory building that they propose is 80 square feet, be located on the north side of the garage on an existing concrete slab. The property is zoned R1, single-family residential. The Rosses have provided some justification in their narrative why they feel it's necessary for this request. There's already the concrete foundation, as I indicated. The north side of their backyard is downhill from the neighbor's yard and has quite a bit of water runoff, and the foundation may not be stable. They have limited area in their backyard, flat enough for that to shed several trees. Also in their backyard, which prevent, at least according to them, their ability to provide that location for a shed. The requirements for the accessory buildings, again, the ordinance requires a rear yard placement, not a side yard placement. But we've had a few of these over the years, not a considerable number, but this request has come up. Used to be a variance request, now a conditional use permit for this ask. The applicants have provided a site plan, indicates the placement of the structure 2 feet from the house and 11 feet to the property line. So they meet the side yard setback, but they're only 2 feet from the house, and building code will require them to do certain construction, provide construction elements to that side yard adjacent to the house for fire reasons, building code fire reasons. City engineer has looked at the drainage again with that existing slab, really not an issue. It's not really new hardcover on this site. The report goes through the criteria for conditional use permit review. Staff did not really see any issues, but the Planning Commission should and probably already have reviewed those criteria. And if you are so inclined to move forward with this request, there is a list of conditions, kind of the standard conditions we would use in such an application. Jake has the pictures on the board. There's the slab for that side yard shed. Anything else, Jake, that...
Yeah, backyard picture.
Yeah, there's the backyard pictures, that's right.
Yep.
There's apparently, according to Julie, there was a daycare there, so they had some interesting landscaping, but it was appropriate for the daycare that was there. So any questions at this point?
I don't have anything for you, Scott.
Neither do I.
Nor do I.
All right, you guys good? Okay, well, if we have nothing for Scott, I'm gonna open the public hearing for this item at 6:07. And the first thing to bring into the public hearing, I'm gonna share the quick comment from the neighbor, Alex Palumbo. Apologies if I butchered your name and you're listening or are in the room. But the adjacent neighbor is fully in supportive of building the building the shed on their property. So immediate neighbor support is great to see. Is there anybody here from the Ross household that wants to come up and comment on anything?
I'm here, but you guys said everything that was necessary, so.
Your name for the record?
Nicholas.
Okay, Nicholas, okay, thanks.
I guess I only have one question for you, Nicholas. If you mind coming up here and braving the podium for just half a second. All right, so my only question was, how long have you lived there? Because looking back on maps, it looked like there was a shed and now there's not a shed, so you must be a new owner. Like what?
We purchased the house in July. I noticed the shed on the Google Maps. At first I thought I wouldn't even need a permit, so I'm happy I looked it up.
Yeah.
Because I saw it there and thought, oh, that'd be a good place to put another shed. So.
All right.
It's not ours, but there has been one there.
Yeah. Okay. I was like, that's an interesting timeline, but not a big deal. So, cool. Thanks for being here. That was the only question I had.
I hope you didn't think the shed was part of the home and they took it. Okay, good.
Awesome. Anybody else from the public want to speak to or talk about the CUP? Seeing none, hearing none.
I make a motion to approve.
Second.
Oh,
We need to close the public hearing
Oh, sorry.
first.
Had to jump the gun.
Oh, you're on it. So we need a motion to close the public hearing first.
Make a motion to close the public hearing.
I second that motion to close the public hearing.
Got a first and a second. Any discussion? Hearing none. All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
All
I
right.
make a motion to approve.
Second.
All right,
As recommended.
as recommended.
with the conditions.
With the
listed in
conditions,
the
yeah.
report.
With the conditions in the
I
report.
heard a first or a motion. Jen, you had the second, I think. All right. So all those in favor say aye.
Aye. Good luck on your new shed.
Thank you for the patience. Seeing so many in the neighborhood, I'm kind of surprised you had to do this as well. So easy peasy. This will go, so we're recommending body to say this for everybody in the room. So this will be at the city council meeting, which will be on Tuesday something.
October
28th.
October.
All right, so city council will take a look at this as well. We have recommended to them to approve it. They'll be the actual like approver. I don't see a problem. So thanks for being here. You can hang out if you'd like to. Otherwise, we're going to move on to the second conditional use permit of ABJKM Holdings for 14608 60th Street North for a CUP on a dispensary business.
Yeah, the proposed retail dispensary will be in the Joseph's Restaurant space. We're proposed to occupy the entire building. Expected the restaurant will move to a different location area. That location has not been identified at this point that I'm aware of. The business would be known as Mango Cannabis. There's two sections of the code, city code, that regulate cannabis businesses. Section 1413 of the city code regulates the operation of cannabis and hemp businesses, and section 401.18, the zoning ordinance, addresses the zoning requirements for cannabis and hemp business operations. There is a narrative found as Exhibit 1. The full narrative is found as an exhibit, but I did take the first couple of paragraphs from their narrative just to introduce the real estate holding company, the ABJKM, and the L&F Holdings for the property located at 14608 60th Street. And Boundary Waters, Boundary Waters Capital will be the license holder of the cannabis business. Property is Zone B2, General Business District. The section of the zoning ordinance lists cannabis retailers as a conditional use in that B2 General District. Boundary Waters Capital LLC has received their pre-approval from the Minnesota Office of Cannabis Management for a micro business license. That needs to occur first before they can come forward for a public hearing for this consideration. The definition of microbusiness allows for both the growing and the retail sales of cannabis products, but our B2 district only lists it for retail sales, so we do limit it to only that retail aspect. The conditional use permit criteria is listed within the report, and you should probably have already looked at that and considered any issues that we will discuss tonight. Applicant has also provided comments regarding the land use and the conditional use permit. I'll just read those. The proposed facility meets all zoning and buffering requirements set by local ordinance. The property's main road location, ample parking, and commercial zoning make it compatible with surrounding land uses. With limited hours, strict access controls, professional security plan, the facility will not negatively impact neighboring properties, public parks, or community resources. And then all exterior modifications of the building will be required to follow necessary permits and approvals from the city of Oak Park Heights within the standards of the B2 district. Going through some of the requirements of the zoning ordinance, the minimum buffer requirements, there's a map that was included in your packet that shows this particular location just meeting that buffer requirement. Again, these requirements, the buffer, the noise, odor, these are all regulations from the state of Minnesota. The state did not give us a lot of leeway in really making any of our own regulations, so we essentially said, here's the regulation, cities, you follow them, which we have within our ordinance requirements. So again, the buffer requirements are met. There will be condition related to noise, related to odor, hours of operation. They proposed to meet the hours of operation that was set by the state and by the city. Signs will need to be addressed as part of a sign permit. Lighting, security, outdoor use, no outdoor use being allowed either. Again, these were all state requirements that were put within our ordinance and will be conditions of approval. At this point, the applicants don't have not proposed any changes to the building. I assume that as they move closer to opening, that they may come in if it does require design standards review, that we would probably see this again if they do make some significant changes to the building. But at this point, they're not looking at that. Parking. There's the parking requirement for this site as a retail operation would be 11 stalls, and there's approximately 60 parking spaces on the site. There's a surplus of parking. Because they're not doing anything related to the parking lot, to the building, we would not do a review based upon our code of the parking or conditional use permit for parking. But again, if they do come through with some changes to the site, we would look at that again. No issues with grading and drainage, no changes, utilities, mechanical equipment, trash and recycling, et cetera. So if you're so inclined to move this forward, there's a list of kind of standard conditions that I've been discussing related to this particular business. We did do a notification, obviously, for the public hearing. Our city goes 500 feet from the property lines. State statute is 350. So there was a, we do exceed that state requirement for notification, which for a business like this I think is important. But it's actually for any public hearing it's important. I think we go a little further than the standard state requirements. So with that, any questions?
I think my only question is about the youth services building. Does that not fall under any of those parameters of
I don't believe it does.
Daycare
No, it doesn't meet the
services or
standards
anything?
for
Yeah, no,
for
Mr.
that buffer
Chair.
requirement.
Yeah. Schools, daycares, residential treatment facilities, or specifically attractions within a public park.
Right.
Yeah. Okay.
Gentlemen and ladies, are we talking about?
We'll have an opportunity to
public
have
hearing.
a public hearing. This is just going over the CUP. So we'll get there in
But
a
to
moment.
answer your question, this is the one that you're here for.
I apologize, I'm late. Johnson called me, was trying to get out the door.
It's okay.
Yep, we're all good. We're here now. I didn't have any other questions.
So where is it on this map?
Where
Yeah, Mr. Chair and Commissioners, if you look at, on the left side, there's my colors, I'll call it magenta building. So it would be just to the right.
14606.
Just to the right of that. I am, if folks could silence their phones too, please. I am highlighting it here with my cursor.
Yep, so right outside of the daycare.
So in this, keep in mind too, for this type of use, it is not measured to the property line. It is measured to the actual building. And so it's from this structure, it would be to the actual building, not even to the property line
Right.
of that type of use.
Yeah, they're probably maybe 5-10 feet from the actual property line.
Yeah.
Yep.
Okay. Thank you, Scott. All right, so now is the opportunity that we're going to open the public hearing at 6:19 for this conditional use permit. First up, before we bring people to the podium, I'm going to share that we received 2 letters from the community. One from, I'm going to butcher this again, I'm sorry, is it Donna Gustafson? Danae, thank you very much. Very great letter. Thank you for submitting this to us and for being here. And in opposition to the CUP, and we'll hear from you here in a second. And then we have also from Chris Addington, received just this Thursday, so also in opposition, and these will be submitted in the record as well. So, all right. If we can have anyone from the application team want to step up and go over anything that Scott might have missed, additional details, and might have some questions from us first.
Sure. Good evening, Justin Damascus. I'm here with Kevin Patel.
Kevin Patel.
Yes, thank you, Scott, for your overview. It's very detailed. As most folks know, this is currently known as the Joseph's Restaurant. And the use would take over the entire restaurant space, and as was disclosed, they're working on relocation of the business within the, I'll say, area or community. So it's all we know at this time. Also, this won't happen overnight. Should we get this approval and move forward, I have to kind of finalize building plans and so forth, come back. As Scott mentioned, we've gone through the design standards, looked in the ordinance, so there may be ultimately some exterior changes we're not proposing those at this time. We'll follow the ordinances. The building itself lays out very well for the use with the ample parking, the main frontage, the lighting, the type of use that is there now, adjacent uses. So we're looking forward, hopefully, support for this as outlined in our application, as well as Mr. Richards also laid out. I think we meet and exceed all the standards for the CUP for this use. It's again a B2 area for uses. Also the state requirements and the buffers that was touched on. And so look forward to answering other questions. And sometimes change can be difficult, but the operator is very well seasoned, and it's always a good community partner. And hopefully, as I spoke before, there's working on relocation as well on other brands.
Thank you for that, and thanks for being here. I'll let you guys go first if there's any questions for the applicants. None? All right. Yeah, I think the only comment was one of the recommendations from city staff was that no growing. Obviously, that's in the statutes. There's no intention, no plan of growing. That's probably the only question I've got.
No. Yeah, no. Zone B2, and as was mentioned, we know the license type allows for that sort of vertical integration or microgroup type style, but no.
Yeah.
Allow for it, so no, and or the future.
And then the expectation that Joseph's is leaving, I think that was maybe a word that was put in our paperwork here. So is it a cart before the horse issue? Are they planning on moving? They just need to find the location? Like, is there any context without traversing a legal line that you might share with the group?
Yeah, so this, kind of as you mentioned, Mr. Chairman, so this is kind of one first step in our process to even make this a reality for the site to transition to dispensary, to be ring brand, and so kind of chicken or the egg with both tracks. We have an existing business that obviously has been in the community for a very long time, and as well, and so working on that, but they couldn't move if this use isn't approved for us to come there. So nothing concrete that we can speak of right now or disclose, but I can confidently say that they have other real estate holdings and they are working on a relocation for the brand.
Sure. Thank you for going into that. Nothing else for these guys?
Mr. Chair, maybe if the petitioner too, I know you'd mentioned that seasoned operator, but maybe you could mention of some of the locations of where you operate currently, just for the commission.
So currently Mango operates in 4 states. We operate in Oklahoma, which is our home base. We've got 10 stores there right now. We're in New Mexico, New York, Michigan, and then Minnesota is going to be the 5th state that we're going to be operating. So we do have numerous locations planned around the state. This is going to be one of our first locations that we do open up in the metro area. And I would expect a complete remodel. I mean, we're not going to make any structural changes, and we'll follow our ordinance, but I would expect plans for a complete exterior remodel and interior remodel. So, and then I would be happy to share with you guys, a small deck that we've shared with other municipalities that gives you a breakdown of our company, what we've done, all the local communities that we're with. We're definitely very involved. We're a small family-owned company, so we're not a publicly traded company, and we look forward to servicing the citizens of Oak Park Heights. Thank you.
Yeah, thanks for that additional background. I would say probably having the slide deck ready for city council might be valuable in case there's additional participants, maybe not, or you can have that in your program.
Mr. Chair, we can certainly add that as a part of the packet. I think that was the one that maybe we went over. Yeah. Yep.
Because I think the context of like, this isn't somebody out of their garage. It's seasoned veterans, your business owners. There's history and knowledge and experience, multi-state. You know how to navigate, you know what's going on. So, perfect. Thank you, gentlemen. I think we don't have anything else for you.
Thank you. Let me know if you guys have any other questions as well. You can always reach out to Justin or myself. Be happy to answer any questions.
Of course. Thank you very much.
Thank you.
All right. Now for the rest of the people here in the audience, if you guys want to come up one by one, try to limit your feedback, comments, questions, concerns to 3 to 5 minutes. We'd love to hear who you are, maybe your address, and what's on your mind. If you can please come up to the podium whenever you're ready.
I am Janae Gustafson. I'm a doctor of clinical psychology at New View Psychological Services. I've been in practice in this area for decades. Prior to that, I was clinical director for Clyde County Mental Health Center and also for Family Means, many places in Minnesota. I've also been a forensic psychologist doing pre-sentence investigations for 5 counties as a clinical psychologist. And I want to make some comments to these gentlemen who are interested in this kind of business. I am in the business, gentlemen, of helping people with mental disorders and substance abuse. We do know that adolescent experimentation, 47% of the time, leads to adult experimentation with harder drugs. What are these harder drugs? Heroin, cocaine, amphetamines. We are several practices right next door to this upstanding business that may be helping the community, but in what way? People in mental health and substance abuse, such as Mike Huntley, have been in the treatment of people wrestling with substance abuse our whole careers. I see people every single day who are trying to recover from pot. I've hospitalized 3 people in 2 years who had psychotic breaks from pot. These are 18-year-olds, recently a 23-year-old. There is a genetic factor in some of our brains that when we do marijuana excessively, we can have psychotic breaks. This is a cost to society, it's a cost to the patients wrestling with that. One of my 18-year-olds had to drop out of college with a full golf scholarship because he had his 3rd psychotic break from marijuana. Now that's a rarity, but if it's used 100% and if it's your child, it's 100%. There are other ways to have businesses. The location of this is in contrary to the mission of New View Psychological Services, Mike Huntley at Youth Service Bureau, and the location is a place that we oppose to. Our patients go right down that road, and this could be a trigger, and not a healthy reminder. It is very different than a coffee shop, a gas station, a car wash, some of the other things. Marijuana is not a benign substance. Frankly, it isn't. I don't care if people smoke here and there. But what a message are we creating for our young people and our young adults? I even brought transcripts of some of my notes from my patients. I can appreciate these gentlemen's desire to make a buck. This is the United States, and I understand you've made millions on this as a 35-year-old. People get to have entrepreneurial spirits. For the people in mental health and substance abuse treatment, can we have something other than that right next to our buildings?
Do you mind if I ask what the address of the New View building is?
It is 6120 Oren Avenue North. It is right across the street from Swanta's Furnace.
Oh, so New View in this youth service building. Okay, got
That's
it.
right, I own the building.
Yep.
I was the only one who got a notice about this. I went to tell Mike about it. I had 5 days to tell people. We were all appalled. I told Healing Waters about it. They're appalled. Action Rental, I'm sure many of you got calls from them. They're appalled. It's not a good location for our businesses. Well, we know I sent some of you on the council statistics about what it does for property owners. Increased police involvement, increased armed robberies, reduced property values, increased loitering, increased vagrancy. Now, is that something we want for our beautiful community of Oak Park Heights? Maybe these gentlemen can run some kind of a different business, but this is all Google. This is off Google. So if this is, if we want to be the dope zone of the Twin Cities, just go to Oak Park Heights. You'll see everything you want on your way to your cabin. And by the way, it's illegal in Wisconsin. I would hope we would have a different vision and mission for our city. I understand that Waltz passed that law. I don't think he had scholars talking to him like myself who have studied this, who know what it does to the hippocampus, who know that it prevents encoding of memory in this little almond area of our brain. And it also prevents retrieval of information. So if we want to make our culture dumber, let's have everybody stoned on pot. And again, I don't care if people do it here and there, but what message does it have to our community? And I too am a pillar of the community despite their efforts. I donate horses and ponies for 4-H kids and have for 25 years. I pay for their dues. I supply all of their travel. I teach Sunday school. I have been a Girl Scout leader and a Brownie leader. I'm a choir director for my high school, my junior high kids at my church off and on. So when we talk about community doing, we have to ask ourselves, who's going to be doing it and what is their mission? Is it, what kind of flavor do we want to our beautiful city? I mean, I don't know, maybe you're all in it because you say, this is going to bring us money. Is that what it is for you all? Or business? But what kind of business is it going to destroy like mines and my companies with you, Serviceville? So, do you want to ask me any questions?
I was going to welcome the same thing. Thank you so much for all the background in your story and the history. So thanks for being here and expressing the concerns that you have. Anybody have questions, comments, concerns for Dr. Gustafson?
What's in it for you, gentlemen and ladies? What?
So we're here as a recommending body before it goes to city council. So we're here to evaluate whether this meets zoning ordinances, whether there's permitting issues, which is why they're here for the CUP. So we're very, to simply put it, probably by the book. And then there's the city council layer where it's, all right, we're ticking all these boxes at the permitting level. They can evaluate community need, tax base. So I'm not trying to punt the ball too hard here, but we're very much by the book, what's on paper. We obviously have no skin in the game. We have no investments going to anyone here, whether it's the auto shop or the dispensary team. So I hope that answers your question.
They are here, doctor, to apply the facts to our ordinance. And that is purely what the Planning Commission, what their purpose is.
And I can understand your purpose then. But for Oak Park Heights, how many are we going to be allowing in? Can you answer that?
At this point, the council has said 4.
Well, why does Hastings only want 1? And they're a city 6 times larger than we are. What are we, 4,700 people?
The city council set it at 4.
Okay. And how about Stillwater?
I believe they were set at 3.
Yeah, I believe, doctor, I believe they're at 3.
What about Lake Elmo?
I don't know.
Okay.
They have different comprehensive plans.
Uh-huh.
I mean, every city's different. You know, the city council talked about this just for the Planning Commission's benefit at several meetings. You know, we had our legal counsel here reviewing it, what the options were. Unfortunately, you know, the state made the decision that they're going to allow cannabis in the state. That was not anything that the city came up with. So when that came out, the city council discussed it. You know, not speaking for the city council, just based on those discussions though, they didn't want it to just be one entity would have a monopoly on the business here. And that's how they came up with, you know, how about 4? We have many other businesses here, sectors, coffee shops, car washes, banks, you name it, where there's not just one business. And so this wasn't anything that the city council took lightly. They had numerous discussions about it. And essentially, I mean, we are here to review if this case and this petitioner meets the criteria of our ordinance that's before the Planning Commission.
Well, thank you for your
Yeah.
time.
Yeah, thank you so much.
for your dedication to our community.
When is this a done deal then? Is there any other steps? I mean, my residents don't know about this, other businesses weren't notified.
This is the first step.
Okay, so this isn't going to be decided on by October 28th and then it's done?
It goes to the city council on the
goes to
20th.
city
Yes,
council.
The city council has the ultimate.
I would recommend attending that city council meeting on October
Well, I will,
28th.
But do we have 20 days then for the businesses right next door to oppose this? Is that the time limit?
They should be sending in letters and,
Okay.
yeah.
So anyone within 500 feet was notified. So since your business is obviously within 500 feet, those individuals are notified. Same thing that probably Lakeview EMS is a little outside the radius. Action Rental should get one. I think the music school behind there should get one. So we're going, that is also above and beyond the minimum expectations. So
Mr. Chair, those notifications have already gone out. They were sent out 10 days in advance of the public hearing. So there will not be another notification for city council, just so we're clear on that.
Well, Action Rental didn't get it. I can tell you that because I met with them.
If there is a different owner that's out of state, I don't know what the situation is, but, you know.
And can we
it
work
was-
to change that statute? 10 days, by the time it gets in the mail, is 5 days. We've had bad luck with postal deliveries, all of you know that. That's very little time for private business owners like myself to cancel patients, have meetings, write letters, study the reality of that. If you could give people 31 days or something, 3 weeks, if you can change that statute, because it's not appropriate notice for people.
If you want to change the statute, then you should talk to your legislator. I mean, that has been a long-term public hearing notice requirement in the state of Minnesota.
I can appreciate that. I'm just voicing an opinion from a
Yeah,
business
sure.
person who got a letter 5 days before
Mhm.
and didn't understand what it is. Yeah,
Thank you.
yeah, of course, thank you so much.
thank you.
Thank you.
Is there anybody else here that would like to come up and speak about the CUP? All right, I would entertain a motion to close the public hearing.
I move to close the public hearing.
I second.
Not a motion and a second. All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Any discussion from the group about the recommendation?
The only comment I would say is, this isn't about our own personal ethics or morals, right? It's the facts, and it's the purpose that what we're here to do.
I completely agree with that.
Yep.
I just don't like the fact that they're not even in our state. They're not even local. They're in different states. It's like a little Walmart for marijuana. And I'm not totally sold on the fact, and I've voiced this before, this is going to impact our community. It's going to make it worse, and it's going to cost us money.
How do you know that? We have how many alcohol and liquor stores around? Doesn't alcohol have some of the same effects that Dr.?
It's not specific to our community. There's alcohol stores in Wisconsin, plenty. So people in Wisconsin go to the liquor stores in Wisconsin. This is going to be concentrated. People are going to come over the border. Our community's already a drive-through. It's already trashy with that cigarette, whatever store they have right across, with the loud lights right across the highway from this. It's trashy, trashy, trashy.
I think that's following the conditional use permit criteria,
I mean, we
following
can't
the
get them
recommendations.
to turn their lights down. They come here and bulldoze and do what they want. We can't get the people at the vape shop to tone those lights down. It's trashy.
That's why there's signage.
I understand we got to find, you know, it's not set right with me that I voted yay for this marijuana thing, and it doesn't sit right with me. If I could go back in time, I would say no. And I know that whatever's done is done, but it doesn't mean that and I've said it's going to impact our community. And I don't agree with it. I don't know why I did it. Yeah.
That's okay.
Just to remind the planning commission members that your recommendation tonight is based upon the criteria in the ordinance. And if you do see, it cannot be based on personal feelings. It has to be based on the ordinance.
Well, I would entertain a motion to do something. If you want to amend any of the recommendations, take it as is, deny it, any of the above.
So are we closing the discussion?
Yeah, we don't need a motion to close the discussion.
Okay, so I make a motion to approve this business to Oak Park Heights
With the conditions. in the-
As listed.
as listed, with the conditions as listed. I gotta get that part right every time.
We've got a motion. Is there a second to the motion?
I second.
We have a motion and a second. Any further discussion? Hearing none, I think we're gonna want to do a roll call on this one.
Nelson,
Yay.
Simpfel,
Yay.
Van Dyke,
No.
Husby.
Yay. Motion carries. This will go to the 22nd, Tuesday the 22nd.
28th.
28th. I should probably write that down. 10/28 in bold on the sheet. Okay, thank you so much. If you'd like to stay for the rest of the time, you're more than welcome to. Otherwise, we're going to move on to the third and final agenda item, which is Stillwater Auto Holdings, 14819 59th Street North, otherwise known as Central Automotive.
Yes, Mr. Chair, members of the commission, the applicants have submitted this conditional use permit. It's for a parking lot expansion. The application consists of a request for amended conditional use permit from the original conditional use permit for the auto repair facility, and then a conditional use permit for a number of parking stalls and site plan review. A site is 2.6 acres in size, has some tree cover. The conditional use permit and design guideline site plan review was approved in 2019 for the original construction of this site. We have been talking to Mr. Tremert of Stillwater Auto Holdings Central Automotive for some time about additional parking at the site. In fact, when he first came in, knew that, you know, if his business was expanding and growing, that he might come in for that expanded parking, and here he has made that application. The conditional use permit, the original conditional use permit was required for auto fuel stations, auto repair, battery stores, et cetera. And again, when we vary from the parking standards, either up or down, it requires a conditional use permit. The site plan shows that the setbacks are met with a 10-foot setback for the parking. The parking listed in the report, the total requirement is 11 spaces for this. There's 28 parking spaces currently, and the proposed parking lot would add 27 stalls. Have a unique business in that auto repair, people drop off their car, it may sit there a couple days, so there's more requirement for parking than what your standard retail or some service businesses would be. The city engineer has provided a separate report on the grading, drainage, utilities, and this would be subject to review and approval of the Middle St. Croix watershed district. No plans to provide lighting for the new parking lot. There is a landscape plan that's under review currently by the city arborist. I assume that Lisa will have a report for the city council on that. Don't see any major issues with that. There are some tree removal, but they are adding significant trees around the parking lot also. So with that, this has been expected, an expected application, meets the criteria, and staff has provided a list of conditions for your review if you move to approve it. Any questions?
Anything from the group?
Jake has the site plan up on the board. You can see the parking area, the building down, and the lower left-hand side, and the new parking in the shaded area. Again, push that parking lot closer to the street, again, for tree preservation. I think the aerial photograph shows the amount of trees overall on that site, and again, protection for the residential that's to the east also.
If nobody's going to chime in with a question, I do have two. One of them, does the recommendation account for Stantec's details and plans about, what was the point that I wanted to bring up? In general, he had recommendations in his review. I think those carried over, right?
Yes, so there's a condition,
Erosion
number
control.
one, that the requirements within Mr. Mann's report would be incorporated as part of the conditions.
Okay, yeah, I was thinking about I think it was the water runoff and stormwater, which they grow in the pond.
Yep.
That's more pavement, which is counterintuitive to the whole, what initiative did Councilmember Johnson have us review? The
Heat Island.
The Heat
effect.
Heat Island, thank you. Oh,
Yeah.
that escaped me.
Yep.
So this is counterintuitive to that, but then we're improving the pond, so that's fine. Okay, my second question, coming off of the fork that goes to the Plan East, is that known to be like just a turnaround curb cut spot, or is that a potential future growth fork point?
I don't believe we have a representative of Central Automotive here tonight, but that design is for a turnaround at this point.
Okay.
They have not shared any plans to go further than what they have at this point.
Sure.
So.
That's all I had. All right, nothing else from commissioner team? Okay, we'll open the public hearing here at 6:47. Anyone from the public?
I have a question. Is the stormwater pond only currently for the existing business, or is there some stormwater coming from 59th Street?
No, it's totally for the business, for the hardcover, for the building and the parking lots.
Thank you.
All right, anyone from the public want to come up here and chat about Central Automotive? Nope. Okay, I entertain a motion to close the public hearing.
I make a motion to close the public hearing.
A second.
We got a motion and a second. All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
All right, any other discussion about the recommendation for additional parking?
I'm really happy to see a robust tree plan for replanting. That's nice.
I think it's only positive, right? Like, they grew very quickly. They are parking in the berm anyway. It's against the Heat Island thing, but it's gonna be better to have proper spots than the way they're doing it now. I knew they were gonna have this problem in a matter of time, so glad they have growing pains. I don't see any issues with the ask.
It's one of those balances, Mr. Chair and Planning Commission, of, I certainly respect the urban heat island effect and trying to do our part, but we also like to see our businesses grow,
Yeah.
and do well. And certainly Dave and Central Automotive are doing well there, and so want them to continue to grow and prosper here in
And-
OPH.
I don't think this is a business that's at risk of having empty spots in excess in that new lot.
Yeah.
And I think the only final benefit is they can actually designate the handicap parking for handicap parking, because I know every time I've gone through there, that's not ready for individuals that need it. So it's a win-win-win, so. Anything else from the group up here?
Would you like to propose more handicap parking?
Do you think that, I know that sometimes there's bigger vehicles that are parked on that street, you know, right to the north of the business there. Do you think that this allows those bigger vehicles to get off that street, off the main street there, out of the way?
Yes, definitely. I think that this additional parking lot would accomplish that.
And do you know, this piece of land is, I'm assuming it's higher than the apartments. Is it gonna, any lights going to affect those apartments there?
They're not adding any additional lights to the parking lot. And if they do decide down the road that for security reasons, we'll take a look at that. Again, we have the requirements for full cutoff, and that's a good point. There's a lot of tree cover, but that would be a sensitive issue that we'd have to look at.
Yeah, and if they're shutting down at, what, 6, 7 o'clock? Now we're in the season where it's probably shining right in somebody's back door for half a second, but, yeah. All right.
Can we add a couple conditions to the proposal?
I think you had mentioned the disability parking. Let me take another look.
There has to be a certain percentage, I would think.
Yeah,
so
it's
they-
1 per 25, and I believe,
They've got 3 right now, or on the proposed plan, they have 3.
yeah, so they have more than adequate a number for the numbers of stalls they have.
Okay.
55 parking spaces, and we have 3, so.
Up to, so 75 is
Yeah,
what
so
they
we're good.
Okay. Can we propose additional lighting as well before we vote on it, or put it part of our vote that we
No, I
like
think,
additional
I
lighting?
think that's really up to the applicant to determine if they feel that they need it.
Okay, so we don't think there'd be vandalism concerns being next to a gas station?
Again, I think that's their call if
Their
they want
call.
to do it. And again, they could come through and wouldn't have to go through a conditional use permit for it. They could provide us a lighting plan. We'll just check it against the criteria and do it. But it's a good point as far as the vandalism and other issues.
All right. Entertain a motion to take it forward as recommended or amended. Anything you guys got on your mind?
I second your motion.
I'm not allowed to make a
No,
motion.
okay, I make a motion to approve as it's written.
Do we have a
City have any
second?
recommendations? Did the city have any
Yeah,
recommendations?
in the report, there's the list.
Yeah, grading, drainage, and utility plan still subject to review. And the lighting plan. And the landscape.
And landscape.
And yeah, and that'll be a second meeting for that, right?
So I think I heard a motion. Did I hear a second?
For a city council meeting? Second
No,
meeting?
for all those plans to be developed.
Not before this group. Yep, that would all be handled administratively. So
Right.
any kind of the engineering and whatnot behind the scenes, we'd handle that with our city engineer.
Got it, okay, got it, yeah.
So if there's something that they come in for signage, additional signage,
Yep.
additional lighting, that could be handled administratively.
Got it.
Great questions. Heard a motion. Might have missed a second. Was there a second?
A second.
All right, thank you. All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Motion carries. Congrats, Central Automotive, who is not here. All right, that ends public hearings on our agenda. We have no new business besides the November training Mr. Reif brought up at the beginning. No old business. No informational. Last but not least, folks.
Make a motion, we adjourn.
A second.
Got a motion. All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Thank you very much, everyone.
Who seconded that motion? I'm sorry, I was.
Jennifer.
Well
Jennifer,
done.
thanks.